Ba-da-da. Ba-da-da. Ba-da. Ba-da-da. Ba-da-da. Tempted to use my fancy coffee with Ken cup. I sometimes struggle with really easy decisions because it really doesn't matter. So if it really doesn't matter, plus I got my coffee with Ken worn out. Used to have my coffee with Ken logo on it, shirt. So we'll just pour this coffee the way it is. Grab a seat. It's an early morning. It's too early. I worked last night. Didn't get home till about, I don't know, 9:45 or 10. Took a hot bath. Hold on a sec. I think I got to sleep till like 11:45 or so. Good morning, Jolie Flanagan. Good morning, Angela. Oh, apartment looks pretty though. Apartment looks pretty. Got some hibiscus plant. Was it yesterday? It was 2 days ago. I bought a hibiscus and some sort of, I don't know where hibiscus grow. Where do hibiscus grow? We gotta have some plant lovers out there. They certainly don't grow in Illinois, but they don't seem super like tropical. The leaves feel, I don't know if you know what I mean. Yeah, I don't know if you know what I mean. Somebody's asking for a mattress update. Well, I guess I could give you a mattress update, Christian. You seem... But anyway, I was talking about the plant, the differences in plants. Like this plant has like shiny leaves. It feels like it would grow somewhere tropical. And so does that palm type tree. But a hibiscus's leaves are a little different, a little more textured. My guess is they'd be native of like Florida or something and not like along the equator. I don't know what I'm talking about, but I'm just analyzing based on leaves. Christian wanted to know what my mattress update, and I like to please. There's my mattress. I'm sleeping on a queen size mattress. I bought it 4 days ago on Amazon. It is a hybrid gel foam and spring mattress, queen size. It's only 10 inches thick, but I tell you what, it feels great. And I only paid like $170 for it. I have a bed frame below that I paid like $60. It's just a metal bed frame, but it's perfect. It's what I need. Doesn't have a headboard, but headboards are for, I don't know, wimps. Yeah, no, Christian, it felt like a great deal. Again, it feels totally comfortable. I'm a guy that was sleeping in his car 6 months ago, so sleeping on a mattress feels fairly exotic, no matter the mattress. But I'll tell you what, the purchase process was so easy. It came in a box, you know. It got good reviews on Amazon. Yeah, it was like $170. I bought my the queen size frame as well, and just felt like a nice upgrade. I had my daughters come in this last weekend, and really wanted a bed for them to sleep on, and I slept on my futon, which went great. They had their own room, which I think they liked. I'm sure they liked. But I enjoyed sleeping out here, was able to wake early and do my show while they were in bed, sleeping in as teenagers do. But the weekend went great. The apartment is furnished I mean, I'll still add. I think I'm addicted to going to that Restore, Habitat for Humanity store, because it's like a treasure hunt every time you go. Yeah, I don't know, looking around, and every time I like, okay, because now that I'm into decorating and art and stuff, I call them pieces. Anytime I get a new piece, it's so exciting. I was thinking about it as I was laying in bed last night or sometime during the night. Um, I don't know, I put my earbud case or something on my bed stand. I have a little table in there uh, that I bought at that Restore for like $5. And I thought how thankful I was to have that, just a place to put things. If you have a cup of water, for the first 2 months or whatever that I lived here, I was putting my water on the floor. You put a cup of water on the floor, what happens? You're eventually going to knock it over. And fortunately, it's just water, so water doesn't really stain. But either way, it's really nice having a place to put my cup of water. And again, it looks so pretty with the sun coming through. Woo, woo. I could have my fireplace growing. But anyway, it looks like it's going to be a beautiful morning as well. So, yeah. You want a big art piece, like a framed painting. I want a bigger, nicer one, and we'll have a long time just waiting until I see the right piece. Christian, I don't know what your budget is, and I don't know if you're talking like real art painting or just like prints or whatever. But again, I talk about this Restore a lot. They have art or whatever, prints, I guess they're called, or whatever, framed that people donate. And there was a big one that looked, I don't know, kind of reminded me of a Monet. I don't think it was, but the painting style seemed similar and the colors seemed similar. That was like $15 framed. And I was thinking the frame would be 4 times that at a regular store. But I don't know where you live or if you have a Restore around, but they have paintings as well, or again, not paintings, but prints. And again, it's kind of fun. It's like a treasure hunt. Something that makes you feel good. Yeah, I've been carrying this St. Andrew's painting around for, I don't know, 20 years at least, 25 years. I can't even think back to where I got it. We replaced the frame, but I've had it a long time. I'm sad I don't know where I got it from. I guess I can make up a story. I mean, my mother grew up in Scotland. Maybe I got it in Scotland. Maybe I got it when I was visiting St. Andrews. But I really don't even remember where I got it from. It's been in my life for a long time. And it's, I mean, not super colorful and not super, it's got a quiet beauty, I think. Yeah, Rainey, good point. You can donate it back. Because I think a lot of times for me, I think about, oh, well, I'll throw it out and I'll feel bad throwing out that piece of furniture. Somebody could use it, but I could just take it back to where I bought it. Here you go. Sell it again. I hadn't really even thought about that. It's not even, I mean, partially it's the money, of course, but a lot of me doesn't want to accumulate a bunch of stuff that I'll just throw out if I ever move from here. And I guess why throw them out? I'm not sure, and I should know because I almost took a job at this Restore last fall or this winter. I'm not sure if they do pickups. They should, but obviously they're on a limited budget, but everything's donated. Somebody could donate a truck. Because if they did pickups and could pick up a bunch of furniture at once, I might get annoyed taking 6 trips to donate things to the Restore. I don't know. Good morning, Bethany. How do I get through the low times in life? You're struggling mentally. I think acknowledging you're struggling mentally is key. And phrasing it as a low time in life, it kind of separates you from those feelings. And I think separating you from those feelings is valuable. Because you're saying it's a low time in life versus you could be saying, I suck, I'm ugly, I'm a failure, I'm horrible, my job sucks, life sucks. But instead, you're just kind of putting it as a low time in life. And I think that's valuable. So I think you're doing the right thing and you're starting well. And it'd be easy for me to say, yeah, find faith in God or just think of gratitude. But those are bigger thoughts than I think a lot of people are ready to start with. And I think, again, just acknowledging it's something you're going to work through and you're going to be okay. And it's just a low point. It's not a low existence or anything like that. I think will be really important for you. I think you're going to discover your way. And I think you're on a path to do it. And you're probably doing just fine. Because we all go through times when we're going, crap. My boss was an ass. My husband was a jerk. Kids were brats. Weather sucks. You know, I do this show and I kind of talk about positivity, I guess. But I certainly acknowledge my negative feelings every morning when I wake up. You know, I almost laugh about it now. I almost laugh about it. Because I wake up and I go, yeah. Whatever thoughts I may have that day. Some are recurring thoughts. But whatever thoughts I have, I don't know, I'm able to work through now. And get up and start smiling and get my coffee started. And I tell you what, I worked last night. It was kind of a crappy shift. I was bored. I was slow. I didn't make a lot of money. I'm transitioning between jobs. Felt kind of weird. Again, I talked about it the last few days. Kind of working 2 jobs right now. And feel like I'm cheating on one, or like, I don't know how somebody could have an affair during a marriage. It would feel so weird. I'd feel so tremendously guilty, for one. I mean, I feel guilty at work that I'm like seeing another job, if you know what I mean. Yeah, like how you could have an affair, like another relationship. Yeah. Am I liking the new job or the older job? I've only trained 2 days at the new job. But I kind of want to go to it full on. I kind of want to go to it full on. So going back to the other job when I'm moving on mentally is hard. You know what I mean? And I was at the original job yesterday. I still kind of need it, just in case. But at what point do you say, adieu, bid them adieu? Billions of people work 2 jobs. It's so funny. Somebody just said billions of people work 2 or more jobs. I wonder how many billions of people work 2 or more jobs. When you say it's enough, it's enough. Bethany, that's wise. That's wise. I consider the people I work with, especially here in Wisconsin, because I don't know many people, kind of my friends and family, my social life. And I don't feel, I feel I'm walking out the door. No, I'm not skipping shifts. I don't feel that bad, but I just don't feel like I like it that much anymore. Or like I even want to be there or even need to be there. Like it was slow yesterday. Before, I think when you're committed to something and you view it as part of a long-term plan, you view it as foundational, if you will. So it's easier to take maybe the good with the bad or the bad with the good. But when you're just biding time and a little bad or slow or boring or tiring or sucky comes across your path, maybe I don't have as positive as attitude about it. I'm going, I think it is kind of like a relationship. Yeah, maybe you guys don't see it that way, and that's fine. But I do kind of feel like it's a relationship to me. It's where I spend most of my time. It's who I spend most of my time with. A lot of people out there just look at work as work. Somebody asked a question, why don't you get a desk job because you have a finance degree? I think it was a troll just being nasty. But they said, why don't you get a desk job with your finance degree? Why don't you shove a cactus up your ass? That's what I wanted to say. I didn't, because I'm very mature now. So I didn't tell the person to shove a cactus up his ass. But I don't want a desk job. Enjoy life more instead of work. Yeah, nah. And when you're okay, I'll tell you why. Because I'm working 8 days in a row at both jobs. I'm working 8 days in a row. I don't want to work 8 days in a row. I don't. It probably would hurt William Bishop, and it would hurt me to work a desk job. I'm not meant to be sitting at a desk. It sounds hellish to me. What kind of job? Hold on. Good morning to you. My name is Ken Tracy, and this is Coffee with Ken. It is Tuesday morning. It is June 17th. It is 6:06 a.m. Happy Tuesday. It's a little show I've been doing for quite some time. It's a show about me talking. A show about me sharing some feelings, kind of sharing some ups and downs we have in life. For those that have been watching a while, though, I'm worried my coffee's... I can get more, but my first sip, I really like it when it's hot. For those that have been watching a while, you know that it's not just a show about me talking. You know it's also a show about me sharing my love of coffee, and with that in mind, I got a nice hot cup of coffee in front of me, and I'm excited to take my first sip out of my gray mug. I really like it. I got matching mugs and plates. So my hope is wherever you are and whatever you're doing, you got a hot cup of coffee in front of you as well. Cheers to us. It's a Sumatra. It's nice. Don't have any flavored coffees in my cupboard anymore. I went through the cinnamon dolce and the various flavors I had. So now I have kind of a dark roast, a light roast, and a medium roast in there. Oh. Somebody asked something earlier about my degree in finance and said, you didn't know it'd be a desk job? It's never been a desk job. I got a degree in finance, but I never sat behind a desk. I mean, a little bit. I did as a stockbroker, but that was a sales job. That had women and booze and fancy ties to go along with it. So it didn't feel like a desk job. At the bank felt like a desk job. That was hellish. I'm not meant to be sitting behind a desk. There's just no way. There's just no way. I almost posted a video of me going through, talking about my school experience and how much I didn't really like being in school. Again, the desk. I think I'm allergic to desks. Achoo. This table's kind of desk-like, but it's open. I can swing my legs around this way. I can go sit on the couch if I want. Oh yeah, desks and me don't mix. What job did I think I would have after college? Well, I went to school with a math and computer science major. I was always good at math, and I don't know, had a Commodore 64, so I thought I should go into programming. But then didn't want to do that because I got to like math level, way high math level courses, and it gets really confusing. I don't even know what they're talking about. I mean, they're almost speaking a foreign language. For anyone that's gone to like really advanced math, I mean, it gets like E equals MC squared type math, and I'm going, ooh. But either way, got into finance, and what kind of job did I think I'd get? I had two leading jobs, and I was interviewing with a company by the name of Anderson Consultant my senior year, and I think that would have been the slow, steady, good job to take. And if most of you could live my life, you would have taken the Anderson Consulting job because it was paying a salary. You could go up in the company, and you could end up being a career corporate worker and probably making a lot of money with good benefits and meeting a wife named Mindy and marrying her and having 2.5 kids and cheating on Mindy and dying of a heart attack at 46. I did not choose that path. I took the path of becoming a stockbroker and took a job at Lehman Brothers making $5 an hour right out of college and cold calling. I mean, I don't think I'd do either job again. I mean, there was no social media. There was no content creation. There was public speaking and radio and what have you. So I couldn't even envision it. But if I'm looking back, you can't go back, but I'm just thinking, wow, if I would have been a waiter right out of college or something and busted my ass doing that and working out, going to church, reading good books, just kind of instead of investing in a job or a career, investing in myself from the get-go. Whenever anybody hops on and asks what they should do in this situation, I usually respond, well, try and get a little better today. And made a career out of getting a little better every day. And I've seen it in a couple of video clips, and I've repeated it. You should work harder on yourself than you do at your job. And that's kind of what I believe. I mean, I work hard at work, but I dedicate myself to working on me. Even I look at going to work as working on me because it's helping my financial situation. Hello, Easy BCLS. I hope you're liking your job, BCLS. Thank you, Julie. Coach Will's never not worked in a gym setting. I was born on a weight bench. All right. Trying to sell something? You mean me? Would there be much point in going to college to go into being a waiter after graduation? I mean, what? I don't really know what the point. I mean, honestly, I bet a lot of us went to college, but I bet a lot of us don't do what we studied for in college. You know, I didn't go to college to become a content creator. Again, there was no such thing. I didn't go to college to become a realtor either. You know, I think most of us don't do what we went to college for. Somebody is from India. Do I remember you? No. I did work as a server in your 20s as a side gig. Hardest job there is, you believe. Coach Will, yeah, you kind of bust your ass as a server, but you can kind of make good money too. And you don't need a college degree. Don went to college for drinking. Janaid says, I don't like the gym, I like the park. I think guys go to gym for social and mental health purposes. Well, I'm sure Coach Will goes for mental health purposes and maybe for social purposes, but I don't know what Coach Will looks like, but I'll bet he's got muscles. Christian said, it sounds like I know how to take care of my finances well. That's a great skill to have. It's kind of funny you say that. I think I know how to do it. I don't always choose to do it. And as a matter of fact, I usually don't choose to do it. But I'm just kind of having fun and seeing how it works out. David got his PhD in shovel work. JK said college was easy. It was one big party. Hello, Chris. The college I went to was taking care of my 4 children. All right. Let's see. Good morning, ever happy dude. Let's see, we'll go to the bottom of the stream. This coffee's tasting really nice. How's your coffee tasting this morning? Are you guys enjoying it? You guys enjoying the sunrise? Kind of looks like the fires in Canada must have died down. I was getting kind of a hazy day for a week or two because we're getting lots of fires in Canada. Most of me and my friends went to university just to avoid getting jobs a bit longer. I mean, honestly, I'm glad I went to college. I had a good time. Some of my best friends are there. It was part of the plan, the life plan going to college, but my life didn't follow any plan or any script. You know? Yeah, my life never followed the script that I thought it would. I think in my mind, I was supposed to go to college. All my friends were. My parents expected me to. I'm not saying I wouldn't do it again, but I do realize how expensive college is. My oldest is going to be a sophomore at Iowa State this year. And it's expensive, but she's having a good time. She's growing up. She's becoming a young woman. I think college is, I don't know, a place to get away from your parents. Because if you didn't go to college, you'd probably live with your parents. You'd probably get a job and never leave home. I think college forces us to leave the nest. My oldest is in like pre-vet. She's plans to be a vet. I think that'd be cool. I think she'd be great at it. She always asks me, Dad, do you think I'd be good at this? Honey, you'll be great at anything you do. How is tax life? I don't know what that means. Makes me think you think I'm an accountant. Am I going to college, or did I already pass college? I appreciate you asking. Has anyone seen the movie Back to School with Rodney Dangerfield? He went back to school. Am I cool with my parents? Are they still kicking? Chris asked. I don't know what to say about that. I don't know what to say about that. Somebody thinks most kids that go to college hang around parents' home to an older age than kids who start working full-time right after high school. Okay, maybe. Do they? They come home from college and then they move in with mom and dad? Should the U.S. take part in an Israel-Iran war? All of my tax money is going to war. What is my take on it? I mean, I don't really know what's going on. Apparently, they're shooting some missiles back and forth between Israel and Iran. Apparently, hundreds are dead, which is sad on both sides. I certainly don't want the U.S. getting in some big war and sending people off to die. I'm not totally sure. I'd like to sit down and talk about it. And it saddens me, the thought of us not liking Iran. For some reason, about 4 months ago or so, I had people hopping on asking, what do you think of Iran? And I posted a video about it going, I have no issue with the Iranian people and no real knowledge of why we dislike Iran so much. But I'll tell you what, the press has not been good on Iran throughout my whole lifetime, since like 1979. That's dating me right there. Can you have a coffee with me? You are having a coffee with me. So I don't know what I have for thoughts on. I mean, I certainly don't want us jumping in a war with in the Middle East. That sounds horrible. Do I have a girlfriend? No, I don't. Do I play video games? No, I don't. JK says in Iraq he meant. I'm not sure what you mean when you say that, JK. You might be a vet of the Iraq War. I should play Mario Kart. I don't think that I should play Mario Kart. How rich am I? Must get some recurring questions because I did a video. I mean, I get probably asked that all the time. Once there was no media. Your average person had no idea what was happening on the other side of the world. This I remember and go and think about my local issues. And if you're thinking about your local issues, the most local you can think about is right in here. And I think if most of us took care of in here, the rest of the stuff would fall into place. Yeah. But and I know I do it. I don't really engage in global politics. I mean, I live in Appleton, Wisconsin. I'm not in the government, and I really, other than talk on the show, have no say in global politics. But I certainly would engage in personal politics and trying to sway opinions and trying to argue and trying to change and fix and save people. And I mean, that alone is a mistake. And I think for us to try to maybe even fix, save, change other countries is probably a mistake. Does anyone else ever just put on some Seinfeld and Friends and just pretend it's that time for a little while to deal with the stress nowadays? I admit I do at times. Are you saying life was simpler in the 90s? Yeah. It felt simpler, but I mean, in some ways it was complicated for me. I was going through, that was like in my 20s. That was a time of dating and post-college and figuring out what I wanted to do when I grew up, and over-consuming alcohol and chasing women. That was a tiring time as well. For me, it's almost a simpler time right now because I know what I'm supposed to do. Do I think it's oppressive to Iranian women that they are forced to wear hijabs in public or risk arrest? My answer would be, if an Iranian woman was asking me that, I would respect the question more. Because my guess is most of that belief isn't coming from Iranian women. It's coming from usually white, wealthy, maybe liberal, maybe conservative Americans that are trying to force our beliefs on other countries. Yes, I don't want my my wife, my girlfriend, my daughter's wearing a hijab, whatever the pronunciation is, and I don't understand it at all. But I think we, again, are trying to control other cultures in a way that we probably shouldn't be. You don't see Christian women wearing head coverings much at all. No. I mean, I see women wearing hats. But generally head coverings or full. I certainly wouldn't want my daughter or my wife to fully cover herself in a garment. But honestly, I don't know that that's our fight to fight. I don't know that we should dislike Iran because some of the women there may or may not choose to wear garments that cover their whole body. I don't think we should force our beliefs on other cultures. And if an Iranian woman said she's being brutalized or, abused by this government, it would carry a lot more weight than if you, my viewer, that's most likely a wealthy white person, trying to control the world. Somebody said Iran is Iran. Let them figure it out. Yeah, no, I think if we focus on our own situation, I think we're going to do, yeah, I mean, what are we supposed to do? Go to war with Iran because Islam believes that some aspects or some parts of Islam believe that women should be covered in more clothing. You know, it's not what I'd choose, and it's not what I've chosen. But I don't think we should kill millions of people trying to force our opinion on others. Let's see. I mean, we got so many issues we could fix here. Let's see. We have a nation, Israel, who has nuclear weapons, most likely, and is the only nation who has them, who denies having them, and denies regulations by the UN. I think we all know that Israel has nuclear weapons, don't we? Taz says it's more about the nuclear issue and them having that power. All right, Taz, who is them in that? Who is your them? Iran? Yeah. Okay. So you obviously don't want Iran having nuclear weapons. I think we should find a way to get rid of them all, including ours. I don't think the world is safe with anybody having nuclear weapons. I mean, I'm not hateful of Russia particularly, but holy crap, how long do you think this war in Ukraine, Russia can go on before, it gets really ugly? And, it makes me uncomfortable. Anyone having the power to destroy cities or countries. Are guns good? I'll tell you what, I was at Fleet Farm the other day, and there was this, handgun. I'm scared of them a little bit. My palms almost get sweaty just thinking about it. But sure, I felt really macho and manly, the thought of buying one. Felt like Dirty Harry. Part of me in a sick way wants to get one. And it's really not to protect my home or my home. It's to be Dirty Harry. It's because I think it would make me much more macho and badass. But anyway, it had a 7.5-inch barrel. It looked huge. You feeling lucky, punk? Yeah. You don't think nuclear bombs dropped on Japan didn't save millions of lives in the end? World War II would have dragged on at least 2 more years without nuclear weapons. Guns are fun. We look alike. Free Israel or free Palestine? What does that mean in terms of a question? Is that a question? Free Israel or free Palestine? I don't really know what that means. Farmers own guns, they do. And I have no issue with hunting. I think hunting's I couldn't do it. I'd feel bad killing anything. I couldn't shoot a deer or even a bird, I don't think. I have some remorse about fish. Coach Will's back. He had a 22 in his pocket when he was 17. It went off. Had to cut a bullet out of my leg at 17 with a Bic razor. I broke open the side of a... Not great. Well, that doesn't sound good at all, Coach Will. Hello from Pennsylvania. Oh, it means they want me to make a political affiliation with one or the other. When they're writing Free Israel or Free Palestine, I try and avoid hard-lined political affiliations. Lorraine wants to know where these people are. Natalie, I'm doing well. How are you? Well, thank you, Yvonne. I'm not even sure what I answered. Okay, Stars supports Palestine. I would like them to get along with each other, but we don't get along with everybody either very well. I would like people to get along. I don't know how you eliminate war. We've always had it. I think people are always trying to force their beliefs on others. Yeah. To let your stream play instead of Spotify. I have a hard life, but a lot of self-inflicted stupidity. Well, Coach Will, I wouldn't say you have any stupidity because you let my stream play instead of Spotify. Am I still drinking the coconut coffee blend? Oh no, that's gone a long time ago. I'm drinking Sumatra today. I'm going to need to get some flavored coffee. I'm enjoying my Sumatra, but it's nice having some other coffees available to me. JK wants subscriber mode only. Well, get up there. Well, I know. But we have a great audience today. We got 67 people watching. We got 35 thumbs up. I think God has a hand in everything we do. And every morning and every time during the night I wake up and think about things I'm stressed about. And then I'm getting better at trusting and letting go. And not worrying so much. I still worry, but I'm getting better at it. And it feels really good. Well, thank you for subscribing. Easy BCLS is a basic coffee guy. He likes the iced sugary milky ones though. Yeah, but I like hot coffee generally. You were a troubled youth. You turned it around via martial arts and prize fighting. Way to go. Matt, thank you for subscribing. Where am I from? I am from Appleton, Wisconsin. I grew up in the western suburbs of Chicago, spent most of my life there. And moved up here about 4 or 5 months ago following a horrifically painful second divorce in 10 years. It's interesting. I really think one should avoid divorce at all costs. Not all costs, because I don't want to be back with my wives, you know. But I think the only way to there's only really one way, maybe two, to avoid divorce. Did I have a divorce party? No, I definitely didn't have a divorce party. I had a divorce sadness. for a long time. Did lawyers make the divorce much worse than necessary? Uh, you needed the court system because it's sad, but two adults can't decide what is best. Even two adults that are married oftentimes can't decide what's best. But the lawyers are just paid to argue and keep it going. Yeah, maybe lawyers do suck. Maybe if we all just had to plea our case in front of a judge, that'd be better. I know when I've gone to divorce court without an attorney, and my ex went without an attorney, I felt we came to resolutions quicker and much more cheaply. Was mediation or arbitration an option? I've done mediation in both marriages, in divorces. I don't know how much it really solved. Good morning from Northern Ontario, Canada. What would I like to talk about? I don't know. I talk about all sorts of stuff. If I become Muslim, I can get married 4 times simultaneously. That sounds like hell. That sounds like hell. I used to think Mormons had it all figured out because the guys had 6 wives, and that'd be awesome. Woo-hoo-hoo, no. I don't even know if I want 1 wife again. What type of workouts do I do? Coach Will, I have a gym in my basement, and I used to work out a little harder than I do now, but I have a gym in my basement, and they have dumbbells from like 10 pounds up to 50 pounds. And I think if I was working out at a gym with a bar, I'd probably start at 135 pounds and do 4 sets of 10 or whatever, working up 10 pounds more each time and finish out at 175. I don't have a bar in my basement, but I do have dumbbells. So I take 2 50-pound dumbbells and do them about as many times as I can. And that usually gets to like 40 reps or 41 or 42. And I go, holy crap, that was hard as hell. Walk around my gym a couple times and do the same with curls, but I do 30-pound dumbbells on the curls as many times as I can. Again, it usually gets to about 40 or 20 reps on each arm. And then I do some sit-ups, and then I do the bench again and the curls again and more sit-ups, and I do a little stretch, and I call it a day. It's not a really advanced workout, it's intense, but it's brief and it feels good. And I think it keeps me in touch with my, I stay in fairly good shape, but I'm not training for anything or trying to, I don't know. I'm just trying to stay healthy and fit. So that's what I do. Do I have kids? Yes, I have 4 beautiful kids. Good morning, Jack Taylor. Bentley wants me to say hi if you see this. Hello. Do I have specific plans for today? Yeah, well, thank you, Coach Will. Do I have specific plans for today? Well, let me tell you, I woke up on way too little sleep. I get to go to work later today, and I'm going to work hard. It's a job number 1. Still feels a little funny. I mean, it wasn't great last night, but it was whatever. I tend to get very rah-rah, like I'm super into work. But if I'm starting to go to a different job, I don't know if I can maintain how super into work I am and do like corporate events and sing the praise of job number one when I've got a foot out the door. Good morning, Patty Lynn. How are you? So I do not have any specific plans for the day other than do my coffee show, drink some coffee. I'm probably going to need to get some more sleep, and I get to go into work later. I worked out yesterday. I do not need to really shop. My fridge is filled. My furniture looks great. I'll probably make it to a coffee shop and edit some videos, try and post 3 or 4 or 5 videos. And that's my, on how much work I have, yeah. I'm a coffee guy. Yeah. I mean, I guess I'm a coffee guy. Yeah. Should the breed of the dog pit bull be banned in the U.S.? Many cases of pit bull attacks over the years. So many women and children have died. This breed is a dog bred to fight. My take on it. Should it be banned in the U.S.? I'll tell you, I'm scared of pit bulls. I'm a dog guy. But they look like just a muscly ball killing machine. I'm scared of pit bulls. I'm not going to say that they should be banned in the United States. But I am scared of pit bulls. Yeah. I think most people that get them, and somebody just said that they have 2 and one's a therapy dog. Maybe you didn't get it for that purpose, but I think a lot of people get pit bulls, get them to scare other people. I would guess if you could look where most pit bulls live, I bet you they, most of them live in the inner city to, as like a form of protection or to be tough. Your dad has terrier mixes he rescues. They're the same as any other. In fact, I've been attacked by a Dalmatian and a Chow mix. Yeah, but if you're attacked by a Dalmatian, Will, you'll be okay. Somebody loves those big farm dogs from the east. Northwest suburbs here, there are lots of potties. What's a potty? Hungry Kitty says, Pitbull doesn't let go of you until you are dead. That is the problem. I kind of think it's that's the problem too. Yeah. I'm scared of them. They look, I mean, they're just balls of muscle. I'm scared of German Shepherds too, honestly. I think a lot of us are scared of dogs we don't need to be. I'm not really scared of Dobermans. Yeah. A Rottweiler, somebody's saying. Your 7-year-old was attacked by your neighbor's German Shepherd 3 weeks ago. I tell you, a lot of people love their German Shepherds. The only dog I've ever really been bit by was a German Shepherd. And if you go into a friend's house and they have a German Shepherd, I think you better be very wary because they are very good family dogs. But when you say that, they're protective of their family. And if they look at you as a threat to their family and they might misevaluate, they might eat you. Oh, I'm sorry about that. I hope he's okay. Is hating on certain dog breeds similar to being a racist? Well, I mean, it wouldn't be a racist. It'd be a breedist, maybe. You follow another YouTuber that was attacked by 2 pit bulls. Again, I'm sure most labs and golden retrievers are just big balls of love. And I think you better go up to a pit bull or a German Shepherd with some serious caution. Yeah. It's people, not the gun. Yeah, but people own the guns and own the dogs. And if certain dogs are generally owned by people, I think I'm not saying, I see there's people in this stream that own pit bulls that are saying loving things about them. But I think you'd acknowledge there's a lot of people that get pit bulls out there because of their potential to destroy and to maim or harm. And because of that, they get those dogs and they train them to be mean and to be scary. And yeah, they're mean, scary dog owners are often attracted to dogs that have potential to do a lot of damage. You've seen more gentle and loving pit bulls than the opposite. Well, I hope so. This has been an interesting one. My phone just went to 20% charge. You know I don't like that. Your pit bull is friendly. Yeah. I know you can have friendly pit bulls. But I bet do you guys remember who Siegfried and Roy were? Assume they're still, I don't know if they're alive or not, they're probably dead. But they were like illusionists in Las Vegas. And they owned a couple white tigers that were beautiful animals. And I'm sure those tigers were friendly too. Until they weren't and mauled either Siegfried or Roy. Okay, they're both dead. Yeah. I think, I don't know. If I see a pit bull, I'm scared of it. What do I think of giraffes potentially going extinct because of hunting? I mean, are giraffes really going extinct, or are you just saying potentially? Are giraffes even slightly endangered? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Are giraffes slightly endangered? Angela says, in her opinion, any dog can be dangerous if their owners make them that way. That's not really true, Angela. I mean, you got to know that's not true. A Chihuahua is not very dangerous, no matter who the owner is. The struggle with pit bulls is they have the potential for mass damage. I'm not saying it's the pit bull's fault. I'm not even saying they're naughty by nature. But they are balls of muscle with extremely strong jaws. Yeah. So when you say, in your opinion, any dog is dangerous, a Chihuahua is not dangerous. Good morning, Chip. We're talking dogs, Chip. Okay, I want to keep talking for a little bit because I'm having fun, but I'm going to have to do a little work to do it. I hope you guys appreciate what I do for this stream. Oh yeah, I'm going to go in here. I'm going to get my magnet charger. I'm going to plug it into my futon. Oh yes, into my futon. Believe it or not, my futon has charging power. It's got a little USB thingy. Oh, now the Chip's on. But Chip, I don't want to... I think Chip just hopped on. I found out yesterday, and I talked about it the last few days, that I was looking to maybe go live at the farmer's market here in Appleton, Wisconsin, which is every Saturday. I got a rejection email from them. They said, no, I can't have a booth there. My immediate thought was, to hell with them. They don't deserve my show. I'm serious about that, you know. Chip asked if they gave me a reason why. I don't need a reason why. To hell with them. They don't want my show there. They don't deserve me. I kind of mean that, you know. I don't want to be on any waiting list. That just sounds like I'm going to get rejected again. We're still talking about it. I have a 95-pound big blue nose pit bull. He lived inside since he was a baby. He fit in my palm. I have 6 kids and a baby chicken that lives inside, and they're our best. Yeah, that's not a huge bummer. I've had a lot bigger bummers in my life than Appleton doesn't want me doing a show there. I'm not sure that I need to. I think I could just set up a table on the street corner. I mean, I don't know. I could probably do it today. Just get a little table and drink some coffee there. But she started asking me questions. That's what Lisa's saying. Why do you need a booth to go live at the farmer's market? Well, okay, Lisa, here was my thought. I went there on Saturday, and I didn't want to stream while walking around because honestly, I wanted to enjoy the farmer's market. And I didn't want to be walking around going, hey, here I am enjoying the farmer's market. I actually kind of wanted to talk to some vendors and enjoy it. Can't I just use the gimbal and walk around? But yes, I can, Lisa. But sometimes I kind of just want to enjoy the farmer's market. You know? I am so boring. All right. I appreciate that. So I thought, well, there the other day, that I'd get a booth. It was like $50. But I talked to somebody that had some say in it, and they started, I don't know, I talked about giving coffee away, and she got uncomfortable. And I talked about, well, can I give away some water? I pictured it'd be hot, and somebody would come and want to sit and talk to me while I'm there. And I don't know, she got uncomfortable with that too. You know, it was weird. I thought, I wasn't like scheming anything. I just thought, I don't know, I'd get a big coffee container, or maybe go to Starbucks and buy a bunch of those, or Dunkin' Donuts or whatever, and buy, what I'm talking about, those little boxes of to-go coffee and give them away. She didn't like the sound of that. It kind of got weird at the end, because she loved it at first, but then when I mentioned giving away coffee, it kind of got strange. Somebody asked, what do I think of St. Bernards? St. Bernards are big babies. Great Danes are big babies. JK said, sounds like a Karen. I don't know. Let's see. What is the purpose of this live? Great question. It's to change the world, to make the world a better place. To help people with loneliness, mental health issues, sobriety. Yeah. Lisa says she wonders if you have to have a food handler's license. Again, I talk about not liking the government, not liking big government a whole bunch. And I get that there's got to be rules, but if I got to look into getting a food handler's license to put up a table and to drink some coffee, I don't want to do it, probably. I mean, there's musicians there. I don't know if they actually have an official booth, but there's people playing music there. They have an official booth. They may be not giving away coffee. I wasn't committed to the idea of giving away my coffee. I just thought it'd be fun. How was my Father's Day? My Father's Day was great. It was Sunday. My daughters, I have 4 beautiful kids, and my 2 older daughters drove up on Saturday and got here about 7 o'clock. I showed them my apartment. They got changed and dressed. We went for a walk and then went to a nice Italian restaurant in town, which I still have leftovers from, by the way. And Sunday was Father's Day itself. Honestly, we spent most of the day shopping, but I was fine. I want my daughters, I just like being around my daughters, and they were happy. They were at the mall. We did a little shopping for me. We bought me a couple plants and a pair of jeans, and then we went to the mall where my girls, I don't know, I guess they're teenage girls. Teenage girls like shopping, I guess, a lot. And I just kind of would go from bench to bench, finding a comfortable place to be with. They were happy seeing me do well. Yeah, well, I mean, they know that I've been through some struggles. They know how hard my second marriage was. And what's happened afterwards. I think they feel good that Dad's got a nice apartment with cool stuff, and could entertain them and buy them a couple dinners. It felt nice to be able to do. If I purchased a firearm, would I be prepared to carry out citizen justice if an intruder came about? I don't know. I mean, I talked about it earlier in the show. I don't want to shoot anything. I don't even really want a gun outside of the thought that I'd be cooler if I had one. I mean, I don't really think it's cool to own a gun, but I would be lying if I didn't say I was intrigued by these big old handguns that Fleet Farm sells. Yeah. Not that I want one. I mean, the thought of it, my palms get sweaty just thinking of owning one. But I like the movie Dirty Harry. I know, Chip, you haven't seen it. Part of me, my inner macho dude, wants to get one. Luigi, I don't want to cover the camera with my hand for a sports edit. If you lived in America, you would have 5 guns. I don't know that you would have 5 guns if you lived in America. I think there's a perception around the world that like America's so dangerous. You know, I don't really consider crime at all in America. I'm not saying there aren't things that happen occasionally, but I'll tell you what, anytime there's, you know, you put 300 million people together, some things are going to happen from time to time. But I certainly don't think like crime, for most of us, maybe if you watch the news too much, I mean, I did have my car stolen about 5 or 6 years ago, but I mean, I left it in my driveway with the keys in it. I didn't think anyone would ever steal from me. I still don't think people steal from me. I don't think, I've left my wallet many times on the table in Starbucks and gone to the bathroom. You know? Hello from Italy, Laura. Oh, somebody was talking about alcohol. An alcoholic is always an alcoholic, somebody said. Would it anger you if I said I don't believe in alcoholism? I'll tell you what, it's so nice not being a realtor. I was a realtor for 17 years, and I couldn't say things like that. Or say I voted for Donald Trump, or say that I'm afraid of pit bulls. You had to be, I don't know. I'm generally a smiley, happy person, but I have things to say and thoughts, and like to be able to express them. And let the chips fall is the name. I don't mean Chip from Salem, Massachusetts. Would you take your alcoholism conjecture to the scientific for further study? Mark, you ask funny questions a lot. I'm still wondering if you're a troll, Mark. You say you're from Naperville. You say your wife made you go to the Morton Arboretum. You're either a troll or a bot. But I'll answer your question just the same. For further study, would I take it? Why would I take it? I mean, I don't even know if they believe alcoholism's a disease. I think they just want to sell you something. They want to sell you a treatment. While I'm standing here, or sitting here, honestly, saying, you just got to want to stop drinking. Oliver says they're an alcoholic. You haven't had a drink in 3 months. It gets easier. Oliver, what does it mean that you're an alcoholic? Would I ever visit Australia? Yeah, I guess I would. It's awfully far, though. But Oliver, when you say you're an alcoholic, why do you say that? This is a $5 lamp. Because you have alcohol and substance abuse issues. Yeah. You'll be 70 days sober. Chip, yeah, no, it just kind of becomes who you are. Like, Chip, you probably don't really think about drinking a whole heck of a lot anymore, I'm assuming. If you did, it would suck. Okay, we got a lot of people that don't drink. You wanted to stop and did tons of times, but I couldn't stay sober until I found I did certain things. Huh. Somebody's 4 hours sober. Well, that's a start. That was not very smart to leave your keys in the car, leaving your wallet on a table, making it easier for thieves. Well, I didn't make it very hard on them, I'll tell you that. They took my car. They did. Mark will occasionally pound a few back. Hey, Mark, I think that's cool. What level am I on near penthouse? Well, I'm in the penthouse. I actually joked about that with my daughters. It's a 3-floor building, and I'm on the top floor. So I guess it's a penthouse. I mean, it doesn't have a massive view or anything, but I mean, it's got a view, but I'm only on the 3rd floor. When I have another drink, I know I can only have one drink. I have quit 2 and 3 years before and can do it again. Am I financially stable? I think I'm financially stable. Your sister died at 56 from cirrhosis of the liver. You despise alcohol. Thank you. Wow, there's a lot of comments. We got a great audience today. We got 85 people watching. We got 53 thumbs up. Hopefully we picked up some new subscribers today. And I think I'm above 7,900 subscribers. How much do I save if your paycheck every week after bills to go to savings? I don't know, Christian. I'm just enjoying keeping my head above water for a couple months. And when you say I save, I did a video about this the other day. I don't put anything into savings. If I have extra money at the end of the month, and again, it might not even be much extra money, but I have a car loan at a fairly high interest rate, and if I have any extra money, I send it to that to pay down that car debt. I don't think cannabis is good for the world. A lot of people, somebody just asked me my thoughts on cannabis. I know for me, it just put me in a haze. And I think it puts a lot of people in a haze. And when you say it treats depression, so would a big thump on your head that knocks you out would treat depression, but I wouldn't recommend it as a treatment. Yeah, I don't think it really treats depression. It masks depression and it covers it up. So I don't think weed's good for anybody. What about a rainy day fund, or is the car payment smarter? You'll never know what can happen. Yeah, I don't so worry about what can happen. I got lots of stuff in life and lots of evidence that shows, worrying about crap doesn't really help. We could all walk out the door today and get run over by a bus. Doesn't mean we shouldn't leave our house. But I think a lot of people worry about everything, and that's not who I am or what I worry about a lot of things. But yeah, I'd rather put money to pay off my car than save for a rainy day fund. I know what my interest rate is at, and I know what I'm going to get in the bank if I put it in a savings account. And yeah. Thank you, Big Mayo. Cannabis is being used medicinally to treat Parkinson's and fits. Is it? You guys need to read The Illusion of Money. Should we recriminalize cannabis? I don't like laws generally. I don't even think that alcohol should be illegal. But I think a lot of us we should be more open and honest about it and how it destroys so many lives. Alcohol certainly does, and honestly, I think weed does as well. Can people just smoke and be high without convincing themselves it's medicine? It's funny because I used to smoke every day, and I'd want it to be legal because if people on chemo take it because they're nauseous, so it's medicine. It's medicine if you need it because you're nauseous and you're getting chemo for cancer, but if you're just getting high and playing video games, it's not medicine, guys. And most stoners are just getting high and playing video games. Angela says, we probably need to do any substance in moderation. For most, I think moderation doesn't work. For me, it didn't. Craft Video Chicago says, I smoke pot, but let's be honest, it's a recreational drug. For 99.5% of people, it's just for recreation. And if we'd be honest about that and say, hey, I like getting high, it feels good, and holy crap, it's fun watching a movie while stoned. I can't argue with that. I stand my ground on cannabis. It isn't medicine, but I like to get stoned and get in the sauna. All right, well, Coach Will, I agree with you. You like to get stoned and go in the sauna. To me, I think I would worry that I'd sweat to death. Hi from the UK. You used to grow. I wonder why you stopped. CBD for everyone. What a great audience. We got 93 people here. We got 60 thumbs up. Did I ever have any giggle fits? Oh, yeah. It helped you get out of your long-term depression. I wonder. Hello from North Dakota. How are you? Cozy says, I am too intense. Well, Cozy, you better change the channel then. Does it make you more lusty? I don't know. I mean, it certainly feels good. My favorite movie is Rocky. Good morning, Pat Flanagan. I don't watch a whole lot of sports, Pat. Yeah, I don't watch a whole lot of sports. I used to care so much about the Cubs. And yeah, I don't care too much about sports anymore. I'll still talk about it. You saw Rocky, way to go. I like to think I bring families together. And I've got a mother-daughter team here that I'm bringing together. Hey, we can talk over coffee with Ken tomorrow. Tell your mom, tell your son. Tune in to Coffee with Ken, where we talk about everything. What is up, my white boy, somebody said. Am I really your white boy? When you call me your white boy, I mean, I think that seems like a term of endearment, my white boy. Seems a little possessive. Certainly racial, but I'm okay with that. Do you enjoy any combat sports, boxing, MMA, and kickboxing? When I was a kid, I was born in '68, and during the '70s, boxing was huge, and there'd be huge fights on TV. I don't know if it was like ABC Wide World of Sports, but there were only a few channels, and boxing would often be on a Saturday night. And me and my family would sit around and watch some big fights. Like, I don't know, Foreman. I think there was a guy named Kenny Young that beat him, which was surprising because Foreman was just a beast. But anyway, I used to enjoy boxing. There was a period of my life that I watched a fair bit of MMA. I don't like violence generally, but I think the more I watched, the more I appreciated the art form that is martial arts or combat sports. To me, it kind of makes me feel yucky watching people get hit. But they seem, at least in MMA, to have respect. You know, before the fight, they might talk trash and say things to sell the fight, but usually the combatants seem to have a respect for each other that I didn't know, and I thought it was just kind of thug, you know, a blood sport and watching violence on TV. But these guys are amazing, amazing athletes and so skilled in so many. I got a couple nephews that are moving along in Jiu-jitsu, and the art of war is something maybe I didn't appreciate growing up. I wasn't tough, but I wasn't a wimp either. I thought I could take care of myself. But there's a science to it that I never understood, into just throwing a punch or into an arm bar or into a submission hold or whatever, that I didn't appreciate. And I used to think, well, the biggest, baddest guy won. But there's more to it than that. Do I like comedians, especially Leslie Nielsen genre, like action comedy? I mean, Leslie Nielsen was in some very funny movies. If thrown in the octagon against a personal foe, what would be my signature move to exact some octagon justice? Well, I'd probably close and get them in a headlock and throw them down and then have them like this. Closing, grappling, getting head here, and hurling them over my hip so we both fling down and I land on top of them. Usually put me in a pretty good position. I'm not saying against a skilled martial artist that this tactic would work, but for me, it was a pretty good method of combat. Hello, Scott, how are you? You teach jiu-jitsu. Love hearing their training. Yeah, Coach, apparently they're, well, my younger nephew's a Navy SEAL, honestly. And so he's got to be trained in all sorts of badass stuff. And he's far behind his older brother, who's, I don't know, is he a blue belt maybe? I don't know. I don't remember what belt he is. Maybe a blue belt, but he competes in tournaments and is pretty darn good. He posted a video of him on, I don't know, some social media platform in a competition. And I could hear a voice, which I think was his coach, yelling to him. And to me, it was hard for me to tell who was in the good position and who wasn't, if that makes sense. Because for me, the guy on top was usually in the preferred position. But apparently, if you're in jiu-jitsu, you know how to, if you're on your back and you got your feet, I don't know, you can do things from the ground that I didn't know were possible. And you can be in a good position, but if you're not, if like I'm a viewer that doesn't really understand the finer things about jiu-jitsu, and I think as a guy that doesn't know the sport, I don't always know what the dominant position looks like, if that makes sense. But again, I think there was one match and I heard the coach saying, yeah, you're where you want to be. And to me, it didn't look like it was where he wanted to be. And he got the win very quickly. And it was just surprising to me. And it was just told me I don't understand the sport entirely. And again, you can even be taking some blows to the face, but if you're working and this is MMA, I guess I'm talking, if you're working on an arm bar, it might be okay getting hit in the face a few times to get a guy's arm in a position where you can end the match, let's just say. So you can be working, and again, I don't know the sport, but you can be working towards like an arm bar or a submission position, and you can be getting popped in the face a couple times, and you might take it to get in position for that arm bar. Would I try jiu-jitsu? No, Coach Will, I don't really have any desire. I appreciate you caring enough, but I just don't. I'm 56. I don't care. Is jiu-jitsu kind of like karate? I would guess, and I'm not an expert, it's more like wrestling than karate. It's a martial art though, and or more like maybe judo, you know. I don't know I know there's a big Brazilian jiu-jitsu, but I don't know if it's like, you'd call it like karate. It might have come from the East. It seems to be an Asian word, so I guess it was started in the East, like, I don't know, Japan or China or what have you. And again, I don't know. But yeah, it's a martial art that wasn't created in the States. I guess boxing's a martial art. Martial just means, I think, having to do with like warfare or combat. Yeah. Jiu-jitsu is from Japan. Was modified in Brazil by the Gracie family. Yeah, I remember, I've seen videos, and probably many of us have, about the Gracies and the dad. When MMA first came out, it was there weren't even weight classes, or, and there was a guy in a gi, I think it's called, that was Gracie, the father of the family. And he'd go against these huge beasts and submit them with jiu-jitsu. Yeah. Good morning, Slay Girl. You tried to get on my live stream last time. Well, I go live every day. Learning says bravery is more important than martial arts. I don't know if bravery is more important than martial arts. But whatever. Wow, what a great show we've had today. We got 80 people watching. We got 64 thumbs up. We've talked for about 100 minutes about a variety of subjects, and I like to do that. I don't know. But anyway, it's Tuesday morning, 7:26. Looks like it's going to be a nice day. Seagull just flew by my window. And I still got about a half pot of coffee over there, a whole bunch of fruit. And I'm looking forward to my day. And I hope you are as well. I hope your week started off yesterday on a great note. I hope you had a great night's sleep. Hope you're moving forward today. Doesn't matter how fast you're going as long as you're moving forward. Yeah, it's nice to be going fast, but even if you're not improving as quickly as you wanted to be or you hoped you'd be, I think it's important to realize God has a plan and just keep going and keep moving forward and keep smiling. So want to thank you guys for joining. Again, hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. I hope you are feeling good. I hope you are loving yourself. I hope you are forgiving yourself. And as always, I hope to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.